The following is not meant for children, has been edited by Cute Stuff, and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back. I am MasterAelix, and this is MasterAelix's Build Love Time, or better known as MasterAelix's BLT. The videos in this series are where I go over character builds for some of my favorite RPGs. In this video, I plan to show you, step by step, how to make a character build that I really enjoy and explain why I enjoy it, and hopefully you will too. Now, I like to make fun and flavorful character builds, something that leans more into ROLE play instead of ROLL play. However, it never hurts to give yourself some numerical advantages from time to time. You know, as a little treat for yourself. Now, my way is far from the only way to build characters. This is just one character built in a way I think is fun. Hopefully, I've done a good enough job that you would want to play and enjoy this character too. However, feel free to change things to make it a character you do want to play. As I go through this build, I'm going to go into detail into what I've selected and possibly even why I selected it in the first place. But what I won't be doing is reading the book to you. First off, that's just boring. Second, doing that removes the need for you to get your own books. I love these games and I'd love for you to support these publishers, so please go buy their books. Now, let's get everything together, shuffle up our ingredients, and make this BLT.
Did somebody alert the amphibious air squadron? Windwall, old chap, you hold off Riptide. I'll get him from above. I know what I'm doing, just hold on!
Today's BLT is for the Transformers RPG by Renegade Games. This week's art is once more brought to us by the amazing Stefano Romano, or at Star Dropkick over on X. You can find more of their brilliant art at their website, romanostefano.com. The character today is Manta, the amphibious airplane. This bot's alt mode is a Manta fighter from the movie Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. So, Transformers fans, you ever watch a movie and you see a really cool vehicle and go, oh man, that would make a really cool Transformer? What? You do? Huh, me too! And that's where I got this idea to make Manta here.
Manta is a warrior of renown from Cybertron. Officially part of the scouting force, he's quite capable of land, air, and sea travel, albeit not terribly fast. Unlike his Decepticon counterpart, Cloud Surfer, this bot isn't afraid to get down and dirty. When he crashed on Earth with Optimus, he confused popular media for historical records, and ended up getting an alt mode that didn't actually exist. However, it fit him best, and he's a little too stubborn to change that now. Let's get into the layers of this BLT, shall we? Someone pointed out to me that I often use a lot of books to make these characters, so today, I'm limiting it. So, the one book you'll need to get from Renegade Games to make the character as I've laid him out here is the Core Rulebook. So, let's begin at the beginning before we build up this BLT. Influence. While Manta is a very interesting character, his motivations are pretty straightforward. I went with the security influence because not being completely boxed out by being surprised can be a lifesaver. Origin. As his first origin, I gave Manta Seeker, since he is first and foremost a plane, which means he also gets the perk Hover. Hover is one of those wonderful perks that is simple to understand and simple to execute. I love these kind of perks. This origin also gives us a +1 to the speed essence, and because of the general perks I want to grab later, they have prerequisites. I'm grabbing a rank in the driving skill. Role. Thanks to his dual alt modes, Manta is a Mode Master. Mode Masters are the most complex origin in Transformers, but it's all because you have to make a lot of decisions along the way.
I'm going to make this easy for everyone and point out the key choices I made for making Manta. As a Mode Master, you get the Cybertronian perk Fully Hybrid. Put a pin in this idea, because I'll be going over a use of this in just a little bit. You also get the perk Custom Frame, which lets us pick our priority when it comes to our essence gained through levels. In this case, I'm going with Sheet Order, and that's to put the first skill in Strength, the second into Speed, third priority is Smarts, and the fourth priority is Social. Pretty easy. We also get Mass Shift. This is a fun collection of options to pick from. More than likely, we'll use this to double Manta's reach, as the weapons I picked for him are not known for being long-ranged, but they are still good. The last perk this role gives us is Quick Change, where you transform faster between two modes. For Manta, I went with from Seeker to Bot, because of something I want to capitalize on a little later on. So again, put a pin in it. Mode Master gives us our choice of essence and skills to gain, and as I said earlier, the general perks I want to grab have some prereqs, so I'm going to be strategic about it. The first is a Strength Essence, which is always handy, and this gets us a skill point in the Might skill. After that, I went with the Speed Essence and put another level into the Driving skill. Focus. The focus for Manta is Triple Changer. I really enjoy this focus, and it's really rather fun. The perk it gives you is Everything in Threes. This gets us an additional origin, which I selected Cutter, and Cutter gets us the origin perk of Surface Invasion. Here's where we're going back to those pins. So here's a hot take I have. With the Cybertronian perk Fully Hybrid, it says you can get the benefits of both of your origins, which, the way I read things, would allow you to use Surface Invasion not from the sea, but Dived Bomb from the air, using our Seeker air movement. This is why I also wanted to have Quick Change be from Seeker into Bot to really maximize this Surface Invasion hack. Now, unfortunately, there is room for interpretation on how this could work, so talk it over with your GM. Now, the way I see it, most GMs would agree with me, but ask your own. This focus also gives us our choice of essence, which I put into the Strength Essence, and that rolls into an increase of our Might skill once again. Faction. This jovial, slightly British goofball is clearly an Autobot. So that comes with the perk for the Allspark. He's a good guy and a good person. Gear. With a desire to keep to one book, I also decided to simplify this bot's gear package. So instead of any support equipment or anything else like that, I'm embracing the limited gear selection that goes with Mode Master. For his internal slots, I went with 2 close combat blades, which is more or less represented by his propellers. And for his external slots, I filled them with a single standard issue rifle. Both of these weapons are able to take a great deal of upgrades from during requisition, and Mass Shift's doubling of reach makes the blades very useful. Essence Step. This step lets us get all the prerequisites we want to meet get covered, and we'll have a little bit room to spare too. So, following the suggested spread of 4-3-3-2, I'm putting the essence scores and skills as followed. Smarts gets the +4, and we spread these points out evenly as a +2 to alertness, because we don't want to be caught unawares or miss details, and a +2 to survival. As a bot that can do air and sea, I figured he knows how to handle a bit of roughing it in the wilderness. Just a bit. The first +3 goes into our Strength Essence. I put those skills into a +2 into Conditioning, because having more hit points is always good, and +1 to Might to get the D6 we need for prerequisites later. The second +3 is to our Speed Essence, with 2 skill points going into Acrobatics to show his nimble nature, and with 1 skill point going into Driving. Again, getting us to the desired D6 in the Driving skill that we'll want for later. And the last step of the Essence step is the +2, which is put into the Social Essence. Both of these skill points are going to be put into performance. He's a pilot and a fisherman. He's going to tell some tall tales and use his hands to do it. Trust me, the more boisterous, the better. Hey, you've made it this far into the video. Thank you for that. Seems like you're liking the video, so please show that you do by hitting the thumbs up button down below. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what you're enjoying. Alright, now with the base established, let's get into the levels. This time we're only going to level 4 for the complete build, and to match the other triple changer I made, Cloud Surfer. Level 2. Level 2 gets us the perk Hybridization, which is an interesting list of options we can pick from, and for Manta I went with Evasive Conversion. Since he's nimble, I figured a little bit more defense through dodging would be appropriate. Level 2 also gives us a Strength Essence, and since I want to put a little more focus on survival, I went with giving the skill bonus to Conditioning, because more hit points are good. Level 3. Now this is another fun one. The perk Unexpected Alternative lets us surprise people that haven't seen us convert to our other alt mode yet. This is pretty much perfect because of the source material where the Manta fighter goes from a plane to a submarine, and the other fighters that were attacking it just slam into the water's surface and explode. It's glorious. This level also comes with a +1 to our speed essence, which then I put into the skill point into initiative, leaning more into his quick thinking and agility. Level 4. Finally! This level is one I've been waiting and planning for. Level 4 lets us choose a general perk, and there are 2 in particular I have been building towards. Both have prerequisites. There is Daredevil, which needs a D6 in driving, and there's Evasive Fighting, which needs a D6 in might or finesse or targeting. And, as you saw, I got both might and driving up to those D6s. Both of these perks are fantastic for Manta, as he is indeed an evasive daredevil. So, take your pick and read carefully, but for this level on this build I'm going to suggest Daredevil. But please do take whatever one you didn't pick now and get the other one later. They work great together, and I just cannot express how much these defensive bonuses are really going to help him survive. We also get to raise our Smarts Essence by 1, and I roll that skill increase into the Alertness skill. And at this point, for what I wanted to do, I'm done. This build started off when I saw a movie and said, now that's a cool machine. And thanks to the way Triple Changer works with Cutter and Seeker, this can lend to a very fun and interesting dive bomb attack. Plus, it gave me an opportunity to make a character that's made exclusively in the core rulebook. So, other than the Mode Master role being a little more complicated than the other roles, this character is really simple to build, and that's his strength. Alternatives. I've had a few ideas for the alternatives for this chap. First off, for all of you wonderful Beast Wars fans, there's a version where you change him from a Triple Changer, Seeker, Cutter, to a Fusor, Swimmer, and Flyer. This lets you grab a different role. Now, it does not let you have that dive bomb, but you know what? The other benefits from being a Fusor outweigh this. Plus, you get a different role and a whole new character can be made from that. Another idea I had would be to get him the influence of Nemesis from Decepticon Directive and select Cloud Surfer. But since I'm pretty sure no GM other than me has that character as an NPC, that would be, not very helpful to put in a generic build video. However, talk to your GM. The Nemesis influence can be so fun and flavorful for a character. And feel free to get interesting with it. He killed my friends or family is great motivation, but it's also rather common? Feel free to change it up. He owes me $5. He stole my faceplate, and now I'm going to get it back. Or even the silliest thing. I don't know, I just don't like the guy. The reason why I wanted Cloud Surfer and Manta to become nemeses is because they are both triple changers, and they are both flyers and cutters. They can have a lot of fun. Cloud Surfer is fast, but Manta is agile, so there's a lot of fun to have there. Well, with all of that being said, here's where I'm going to say, thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me, and I greatly appreciate everyone who does. And if you have enjoyed this video, check out the links down below for links for the artist, my editor, my merch market, and of course my Patreon campaign where you can get yourself a variety of rewards, including early access to all my videos and your name in the credits. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all on the next one. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all my patrons who help make these videos possible. Aaron Smith, Brian Pelfrey, Chris Armstrong, Dennis Detman, Harry Thompson, and Mark Milius. Thank you all so much for your contributions. I wouldn't have this channel without you. Thank you very much.